She failed again and again, but her grandmother's story turned her tears into strength. In a small, quiet village, there lived a 16-year-old girl named Emily. She came from a humble family and had always worked hard. But no matter how much she studied, she couldn't pass her exams. Every failure made her feel smaller, more defeated inside. Her classmates passed easily, and Emily's dream of making her family proud felt like it was slipping further away with every test. One warm afternoon, she sat alone in the courtyard, staring at another letter, another exam she had failed. Her heart felt heavy. Tears filled her eyes. Her grandmother, Margaret, noticed her sadness and walked over gently. "Emily," she said softly, "come, let's take a walk." They walked in silence for a while. Then Grandma stopped under an old, twisted tree near their home. She let out a deep sigh and looked at Emily with kind, knowing eyes. "There was a time," she began, "when I was just like you." Emily looked up, surprised. "I also faced failure that felt like the end," Grandma said. "When I was your age, I dreamed of becoming a doctor. I wanted to help people in our village, especially the sick and the poor. But our family was very poor, and going to school was a luxury we could barely afford. Still, I studied with all my heart, day and night. I believed I could change my life." Emily listened quietly, her heart softening. Grandma's eyes grew distant, as if she was seeing her younger self. "I passed my school exams. But when I went to the city to take the entrance exam for medical school, I failed." She paused, her voice dropped a little. "I failed the most important exam of my life. I remember walking home, holding that result in my hands, feeling so ashamed. I didn't know how to face my parents. I felt like I had let them down and let myself down." Emily stayed silent, watching her grandmother's eyes fill with old memories. "People in the city laughed at me. They said I wasn't smart enough. They told me to give up, that I wasn't meant for anything big." Her voice trembled slightly, but then she smiled. "But your great-grandfather, my father, looked at me and said something I'll never forget. Failure is not falling down. It's staying down when you fall." Emily's eyes widened. "What did you do, Grandma?" Grandma Margaret looked at her with strength and softness. "I was heartbroken, but I didn't give up. I went back to the city. I studied harder. I took the exam again and failed. Then again and failed once more." Emily gasped. "You failed again?" "Yes," Grandma said. "But every time, I learned something. I found out what I had done wrong. I adjusted. I kept learning. I kept going. And after many years of struggle, no, I didn't become a doctor, but I became a nurse, and I helped people in ways I never imagined." She smiled, tears shining in her eyes. "I never stopped trying, Emily, and I never stopped learning." Emily stood still. Her heart felt calm for the first time in a long while. Her failures weren't the end. They were the beginning, lessons guiding her forward. Grandma gently held her face in her hands. "Failure, my dear, is not weakness. It means you're still trying, still growing. You only truly fail when you stop trying. And you, Emily, you are still learning." Emily nodded, her eyes welling with tears, but not from sadness. For the first time in many days, she felt hope. Her failures were not a wall blocking her future. They were steps, leading her to something greater. Failure is not the end. It is the beginning of learning. Every mistake is a lesson. Every setback is a step forward. And those who keep rising will find their way. Never stop learning, never stop rising.